everyone, it's Jessie, and today's video is something that I just really wanted to make out of the blue. I feel like everybody has probably, even if you haven't gone through a breakup, you've gone through a moment of depression maybe, or just feeling down or feeling sad. I've definitely had relationships in the past that have hurt me really bad, whether it's friends or like a boyfriend, stuff like that. And I've had days where I just sit in bed, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to get up, I feel sick when I eat. I'm just not motivated to do anything, and so sometimes all I want to do is just have something to cheer me up. Most of the times that is in literature and reading. In this video, I'm basically going to tell you and let you know some of the books that I would like to read and would help me through a breakup or just other sad moments in general. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Number one on my list is, if I don't mention it in every video, Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. When after a breakup or I am feeling sad, I want to read a book that kind of lifts me up or has a cute storyline or just something that's going to make me happy, or books that I find comfort in, and this is definitely one of those books. And for my friend Kaden, I know whenever she's sad she reads this book and she's read it probably like at least 15 times. So that's saying a lot. I know I mentioned this book in a lot of videos and you're probably tired of hearing me talk about it, but if you haven't read it, you should definitely read this contemporary, because I'm not a contemporary fan and I love this book. Basically, it's about this girl named Anna who gets sent to a boarding school in Paris, and there she meets this lovely boy named Etienne, and Etienne already has a girlfriend. It's a really cute story and you should definitely pick it up. During a breakup, I feel like I would like to read a book that is comforting for me, and for me that book is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. The cast and crew of this book are so tightly wound and I just feel so attached to them. I love them so much, and going on their journey and just listening to the audiobook really helps me, because sometimes after a breakup or when I'm feeling sad and depressed, I don't actually feel like putting the work in to read. Even opening a book can be too much when I'm not in the right state of mind. So listening to an audiobook of a familiar story really helps me as well. At least I'm hearing the story in the words and it's just comforting for me. Basically, this book involves 6 dangerous outcasts in one massive heist that they have to pull off, and it's a great adventure, lots of character dynamic within it, and I absolutely love this series and I love Leigh Bardugo's writing and the worlds that she creates. Next up, another book that I really love and that makes me really happy even every time I think about it. That book is Vengence Road by Erin Bauman. I feel like I mention a lot of these books a lot, but it's just because they're books that I would go to in times of being down. This book is a Western novel. It is about our main character. I believe her name was Kate. Yeah, Kate. And her father gets murdered and she goes on this journey and she dresses up as a boy in order to avenge her father's death. I don't know, I feel like this book is just so overall pleasing to me. The cover is so gorgeous, the inside font, the characters and the way that they talk, the plot twist within this book all surprised me, and I just really fell in love with the story in this book, and every time I think about it I just want to go back and reread it, which is really rare for me because I'm not a big fan of rereading books. I just feel so overwhelmed with the amount of books there are in the world and the amount of books that I have. I feel like I have so many books to read that I don't feel like going back and rereading a book is useful to me sometimes, but this is definitely one of those books that stuck with me and I really love for some reason. So it's a comforting book that I would definitely love to read post-breakup. I almost said postpartum and I was like, whoo, I did not just have a baby. Next book we have here is actually one that I am reading right now that is really picking up my spirits today. I've seen this book around everywhere, and so I finally decided to pick it up because today I just really wasn't feeling it and I needed something to pick me up. I picked up this book because it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. I've been wanting to read it. I've heard it's really, really good, and I am loving this book so far. It's called To All the Boys You Loved Before by Jenny Han. So far I'm not finished with it, but I loved it so much so far that I am recommending it to you guys in this video. I think almost halfway through with it, and I just started it today, so I'm going through it really quickly. I can already see now that I'm going to have to buy the next 2 books in the series because I love this story and I can see like a love triangle forming, and I'm just like, it's keeping me turning the pages and I just want to read more and more and more. Lara Jean keeps her love letters in a box that her mother gave her. They aren't love letters that anyone else wrote for her. These are the ones that she's written. One for every boy she has ever loved, 5 in all. When she writes, she can pour her heart out and soul and say all the things she would never say in real life, because her letters are for her eyes only, until the day her secret letters are mailed. And suddenly, Lara Jean's love life goes from imaginary to out of control. This book is so cutesy and enjoyable, and it's really helping me through a tough time, and I'm loving it. My last tip and final advice to you is to read books by your favorite author, and for me, my favorite author would be Susan Young. I have read all these books by Susan Young, but I have a few more that I haven't read by her, which are definitely books that I'm going to be picking up to read next, because Susan's writing is really magical to me, and every time I pick up one of her books, I fly through it. Her words just have a way of flowing so smoothly across the page that I just flip the pages until I'm done. And for me, one of my favorite books by her is, I dropped a book. Hotel Ruby. When I had gotten this book in the mail initially, I just started reading it, and within an hour, which is record time for me, I had finished this book, and I was crying my eyes out. Normally, during a sad time, I wouldn't want to read a book that makes me cry, but there's just something about a fond memory with these books that I have because she's my favorite author, and I'm just so connected to her characters that I wouldn't mind reading these books again, and I love them very much. So that is my last kind of recommendation slash tip. Susan Young might not be your favorite author. She is mine, but I just recommend picking up books that you find comfort in. And also, that's like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is another series, like my favorite author, Susan Young, that I would love to pick up, and like The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. So whichever series or book author is your favorite that suits you, I would definitely recommend picking those books up and maybe listening to the audiobook version or try something new like that, or just rereading them, because that can pick up your spirits or just bring warm and happy memories, because that's definitely helping me when I'm in times of sadness and stuff like that. So I hope that you guys found some good advice slash recommendations from this video. Hey guys, so I'm coming to you kind of post-editing here, and I just wanted to say I also wanted to know from you guys if you guys have any post-breakup sad time reading recommendations that you would think are cheerful. Please comment them down below because I would love to know. And also, I just wanted to touch base, like, I know I don't talk a lot about my personal life on here on my YouTube channel and stuff like that, but that's just because it's out of respect for the other people in my life and things that I go through. I just don't like to talk about some things, or at least until I'm ready and stuff like that. Yeah, I hope you guys like this video. P.S. Ignore my pajamas and no makeup and acne. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. I am Jessie, and I will see you next time. Bye!